Number 1. Fluent at swearing. Have you ever had a colleague who, while others are struggling to find the right words in a conversation, he is painting masterpieces with profanity? Their curse words aren't random outbursts. They're carefully deployed linguistic tools that demonstrate impressive verbal fluency and emotional intelligence. Dr. Timothy Jay's research at Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts found that people with larger vocabularies, including taboo words, demonstrate superior verbal fluency overall. Your brain that knows exactly when to drop an F-bomb for maximum impact is the same brain that chooses precise words in professional settings. It's comprehensive linguistic mastery. Swearing effectively requires sophisticated understanding of context, an audience, timing, and social dynamics. You know the difference between swearing at someone and swearing around someone. You understand that damn hits differently than F word, and you deploy each with strategic precision. Interestingly, research shows that swearing can actually enhance pain tolerance and emotional regulation. Your brain uses strong language as a release valve, a way to process intense emotions and maintain psychological balance. It's not loss of control, it's emotional intelligence in action. Creative swearing also demonstrates cognitive flexibility, your brain combining taboo words in novel ways, creating emphasis through linguistic rule breaking. When you invent a perfectly timed, creatively constructed curse, you're essentially doing improvisational poetry with society's most emotionally charged words. Number 2. Rapid keyboard shortcuts adoption. You sit down at someone else's computer. Within seconds, you've crossed through files and opened multiple tabs. What could take your friend to click through menus like they're solving a puzzle? You just glided through in seconds. This is not being a computer geek. It's your brain revealing its pattern recognition superpowers. Cognitive scientists call it a procedural learning acceleration. Your brain's ability to spot shortcuts and automate complex sequences. Your brain doesn't just learn shortcuts, it actively hunts for them. You see a long process and your mind immediately starts running optimization algorithms. You're always looking for shortcuts even to save you 2 tab clicks. But here's the thing. It's not just about computers. People who master shortcuts in one domain start seeing them everywhere. They find the fastest route through grocery stores, the most efficient way to pack a suitcase, the quickest method to solve problems that stump everyone else. A study at Carnegie Mellon found that people who rapidly adopt keyboard shortcuts show enhanced cognitive chunking, the ability to group complex actions into single mental units. Your brain sees the 4-click process to delete a file and it goes, "There's got to be a better way," then finds it, learns it, and never forgets it. Your brain is constantly scanning for inefficiencies and patterns, and your fingers become an extension of optimized thinking as your intelligent brain streamlines reality. Number 3. Preference of fiction across genres. Your bookshelf looks like a library explosion. Your friends always wonder how you manage to read all those books next to your bed every time they come over to see you. You have romance next to sci-fi books, thrillers beside literary fiction, fantasy wedged between memoirs. Your brain is doing something remarkable, building an emotional and cognitive gymnasium. Here's what happens. Reading across genres isn't book hoarding. It's neural cross-training. Each genre exercises different parts of your brain. Romance novels boost your emotional intelligence and social cognition. Science fiction stretches your abstract thinking and possibility processing. Mystery novels sharpen your logical deduction and pattern recognition. It's like having a personal trainer for your mind, but instead of bicep curls, you're doing empathy reps and imagination stretches. And this doesn't apply to books only. People who enjoy weird combinations of music and videos also have these traits. Dr. Keith Oatley's research at the University of Toronto found that people who read diverse fiction score significantly higher on empathy tests and social understanding. Your brain becomes a master simulator, experiencing thousands of different perspectives, cultures, and emotional situations. Reading only one genre is like eating only one food group. Reading across genres gives your brain complete cognitive nutrition. When you jump from a historical drama to a space opera, your brain performs incredible mental flexibility. It switches linguistic patterns, adjusts emotional frameworks, and recalibrates its reality processing system. That eclectic bookshelf isn't random taste. It's strategic intelligence gathering. Number 4. Playing with analogies and puns. Do you ever find yourself in a situation where you can't help but see puns everywhere? For example, when you see a broken elevator and think, it used to give uplifting experience, but it has had its ups and downs. Your brain constantly connects completely unrelated concepts and somehow makes them make sense. This is semantic flexibility. Your mind's ability to juggle multiple meanings, contexts, and conceptual frameworks at once. When you make a pun, you're not just being clever. You're demonstrating that your brain can hold two completely different interpretations of the same information simultaneously. That's not normal. That's advanced cognitive architecture. People who naturally created analogies and wordplay show enhanced divergent thinking, the ability to generate creative solutions by connecting distant ideas. When you say, "That meeting was like a slow-motion car crash," your brain instantaneously maps the emotional experience of tedious frustration onto the visual concept of inevitable disaster. Dr. John Kunios at Drexel University discovered that people who enjoy wordplay show increased activity in brain regions associated with insight and creative problem-solving. Your pun-making brain is constantly practicing the mental flexibility needed for innovation and breakthrough thinking. This isn't just being silly or showing off. Your brain that finds humor in language patterns is the same brain that finds creative solutions to complex problems. You're essentially doing mental calisthenics every time you make a pun, keeping your cognitive connections flexible and your pattern recognition skills sharp. Number 5. Preference for solitude. Are you that person when others need constant social stimulation? You actually crave alone time. Immediately after class or group discussion, everyone else is out networking, socializing, but you're at home, reading or thinking about the next class. Your friends don't get it. They think you're antisocial, shy, maybe even broken. But you're not avoiding people because you don't like them. You're avoiding them because you understand them. Psychologist Hans Eysenck discovered that highly intelligent people often show more introverted tendencies, not because they dislike people, but because their brains process information differently. Your mind might be like a high-performance computer that works best without too many programs running simultaneously. Social situations, while enjoyable, require significant cognitive resources, monitoring conversations, reading facial expressions, managing social dynamics. Dr. Satoshi Kanazawa's research found that highly intelligent people report lower life satisfaction when they socialize frequently, unlike their less intelligent counterparts. It's not that you're antisocial, it's that your brain has different optimization requirements, like a sports car that performs best on an open highway rather than stop-and-go traffic. Solitude gives your brain space to engage in what psychologists call deliberate practice, deep focused thinking that builds expertise and generates insights. That preference for solo dinners, lone walks, or quiet evenings isn't a personality flaw. It's your intelligent brain knowing what it needs to function at its highest level. Number 6. Asking whys more than what. Your brain is always asking why when someone tells a fact. Most people ask what happened and they get satisfied, but your brain can't take that. It doesn't just collect facts. It hunts for the story behind the story, the cause behind the effect, the reason behind the reason. This isn't just curiosity. It's a fundamentally different approach to information processing. While others are collecting data, you're building understanding. You don't just want to know that something is true. You want to know why it's true, what makes it true, what happens if it stops being true. This why-seeking behavior is what psychologists call causal reasoning, and it's a hallmark of higher-order thinking. Your brain isn't satisfied with surface information. It wants to understand the machinery underneath. Children ask why constantly because their brains are building causal maps of reality. Your brain kept that childlike curiosity supercharged with adult analytical power. A study at MIT found that people who naturally ask why questions show enhanced metacognitive abilities. They think about thinking itself. Your brain doesn't just process information. It processes how information connects, why connections exist, and what those connections might predict. This isn't about being skeptical. It's your intelligent brain mapping the hidden architecture of reality. Number 7. Tab hoarding. Your browser looks like a digital explosion. Dozens of tabs spread across multiple windows like a constellation of unfinished thoughts. Your friends joke about your tab addiction. They mistake this for ADHD. They see scattered attention and inability to focus on one thing. They don't see the sophisticated information management system you've created. They see chaos. But you see a carefully curated collection of intellectual ammunition. Think of your tabs like a master chef's mise en place. Everything within reach. Organized chaos that only makes sense to the person who created it. Each tab represents a thread of thought, a connection waiting to be made, or information your brain flagged as a potentially valuable. Nobel laureate Herbert Simon described this as satisficing. Your brain creating quick access to information rather than wasting cognitive energy trying to remember everything. Your 47 open tabs aren't digital hoarding. They're breadcrumbs in your intellectual forest. That article about quantum computing sits next to a YouTube video about ancient Roman concrete because your brain spotted a connection between durability and quantum coherence that others might miss. It's like having a personalized library where every book is open to exactly the page you need. Your tab collection might look like digital attention deficit disorder, but it's actually your highly intelligent brain refusing to lose potentially valuable connections. You're not distracted. You're maintaining access to the raw materials of innovation. Number 8. Rabbit Hole Ranger. One innocent click about why flamingos are pink suddenly transforms into a 6-hour expedition through aquatic biology and the mating rituals of crustaceans. Welcome to the rabbit hole, where your brain's insatiable curiosity takes you on adventures that others call getting distracted, but scientists call intellectual exploration. This isn't random wandering. It's your brain following what researchers term semantic networks, the invisible threads that connect all knowledge. Like a master detective following clues, your mind spots connections. The flamingo question led to aquatic life, which connected to climate change, which brought you to sustainable technology, and suddenly you're designing a theoretical water purification system in your head. Leonardo da Vinci was the ultimate rabbit hole ranger. His notebooks jump from human anatomy to bird flight to military engineering to water flow patterns. His contemporaries probably thought he had the medieval equivalent of ADHD, but those seemingly random explorations created one of history's most innovative minds. Neuroscientist Dr. Marcus Rachel discovered that highly intelligent brains show increased activity in the default mode network during rest periods. This network is constantly making unexpected connections, which explains why your random internet journey often leads to genuine insights. Your rabbit hole expeditions aren't attention deficits. They're intellectual adventures. Your brain is doing what great thinkers have always done, following curiosity wherever it leads, trusting that the journey will yield unexpected treasures. Number 9. Routine resistance. Do you ever have tough times following a schedule? Rigid schedules feel like intellectual straitjackets. You've tried the productivity systems, the time-blocking methods, the perfectly organized calendars, but your brain rebels against the structure like a wild horse refusing a bridle. This isn't poor self-discipline, it's your highly adaptive intelligence recognizing that innovation rarely happens on schedule. The corporate world worships routine, but history's greatest thinkers operated more like jazz musicians than factory workers. They followed inspiration rather than rigid schedules, understanding that breakthrough moments don't clock in at 9 a.m. Einstein took daily walks without any predetermined route, letting his mind wander until insights emerged. His greatest discoveries came during these unstructured wanderings, not during scheduled thinking time. Your routine resistance stems from what psychologists call openness to experience, a personality trait strongly correlated with intelligence and creativity. Your brain craves novelty and spontaneity because it recognizes that new experiences create new neural pathways. Each unexpected moment is an opportunity for your mind to forge innovative connections. When you abandon your carefully planned morning routine because you suddenly became fascinated by an article about mycorrhizal networks, that's not poor self-control. That's your brain recognizing a learning opportunity and prioritizing the intellectual growth over artificial structure. Don't mistake your routine resistance for ADHD. It's your intelligent brain refusing to be constrained by systems designed for less adaptable minds. Number 10. Interest-driven performance. When something captures your interest, you become unstoppable, diving deep, mastering complexities, and achieving remarkable results with seemingly effortless focus. But when forced to engage with boring or routine tasks, your performance plummets and you struggle to maintain even basic attention. This dramatic performance variation isn't inconsistency. It's your intelligent brain operating according to its optimal engagement patterns. Psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi discovered that peak performance occurs when challenge level matches skill level and when the activity provides intrinsic motivation. Your brain performs extraordinarily well when it encounters genuinely interesting problems because interest signals to your neural systems that this information is valuable and worth significant cognitive investment. Your interest-driven performance reflects what researchers call intrinsic motivation, engagement driven by internal satisfaction rather than external rewards. When you encounter something genuinely fascinating, your brain releases dopamine and other neurochemicals that enhance focus, memory formation, and creative thinking. You're not trying to focus. Your brain is naturally allocating maximum resources to the task. The educational system, unfortunately, wasn't designed for brains that operate this way. Traditional schooling assumes that external motivation, grades and deadlines, should be sufficient to maintain attention across all subjects. But highly intelligent individuals often need intellectual stimulation to access their full cognitive capacity. Einstein struggled with rote memorization, but excelled when exploring theoretical physics. Your performance variations aren't signs of ADHD. They're evidence of a sophisticated brain that knows the difference between busy work and meaningful intellectual engagement. Number 11. Idea avalanche. Your mind generates ideas faster than you can capture them. Random insights during conversations, solution concepts while showering. You carry notebooks, voice memos, and note-taking apps, but you still lose brilliant thoughts to the relentless flow of new ones. This isn't mental chaos. It's your highly creative brain operating in overdrive. Neuroscientist Dr. Nancy Andreasen studied creative individuals and found that their brains show increased activity in regions associated with idea generation and reduced activity in areas responsible for filtering and inhibition. Essentially, your brain has loosened the gates that normally restrict idea flow, allowing for more innovative but less filtered thinking. Think of your mind like a natural spring that's been tapped into an underground river of creativity. Most people's mental springs produce a steady, manageable trickle of ideas. Yours has access to a much larger creative reservoir, resulting in a flood of possibilities that can be both exhilarating and overwhelming. The challenge isn't generating ideas. You have more than you know what to do with. The challenge is idea management. Sorting, prioritizing, and capturing the truly valuable insights before they're swept away by the next wave of creative thoughts. Your rapid idea generation reflects something called divergent thinking. The ADHD confusion comes from the rapid topic changes and difficulty sticking with single concepts for extended periods. But this isn't an attention deficit. Your brain is so good at making connections and generating possibilities that it can be hard to slow down long enough to develop individual ideas fully. Number 12. Productive procrastination. You've got a major presentation due, but instead of working on it, you're reorganizing your entire digital photo library, deep cleaning your keyboard, and researching the optimal brewing temperature for coffee. Everyone calls it procrastination, but your brain might be engaging in something far more sophisticated. Adam Grant's research at Wharton revealed that moderate pygnodoid procrastinators are more creative than both immediate action takers and severe procrastinators. The key lies in what happens during that delay period. Your brain isn't shutting down. It's working on the problem in the background while your conscious mind tackles smaller, manageable tasks. The genius lies in your task selection during procrastination. You're not watching mindless television or scrolling social media aimlessly. You're choosing activities that provide mild satisfaction and completion, while keeping your mind engaged but not overwhelmed. It's like giving your creative processes the perfect environment to flourish. Your productive procrastination isn't attention deficit. It's your intelligent brain creating optimal conditions for creative problem solving. Those seemingly random tasks aren't distractions. They're the fertile ground where your best ideas grow.